So I had saw this story making the rounds about a Ric Flair promo along with Sting that was taped for Rampage. And apparently at the Rampage tapings, Ric Flair was in the ring doing a promo with his good old buddy Sting. And did the whole, I'm staying at the fucking Marriott, women, no husbands, no boyfriends, that whole gimmick. And apparently this pissed a lot of people off on the internet, because of course it did. Why wouldn't it? Everybody's offended by everything. Everybody's looking for a reason to be offended. Not because they're actually offended, but because they're looking for a reason to be offended on Twitter so that they can gain fucking attention or virtue signal points or whatever the case may be, right? So Ric Flair has this history of being a dirty old man and possibly doing some shady shit, right? So I do see why this particular guy's comments in that direction would stand out, but this is his shtick he's been doing since the 80s. Get over it. But, I was going to look past it. I saw that and I was who cares? But as I had Twitter up here for another segment that I recorded, I came across this here tweet, and now this makes this a story I think worth giving more attention to. Check this out here over at Twitter, over at X, if you will. X, won't even say my own name when I come around. X, stay on top, but remain from the underground to the Z, and we're all in the family. Ric Flair leaves a little tweet ski here. I am so tired of hearing all this negativity. I don't need to work. I don't need to work. And I don't need the money. Can't I simply enjoy being my dear friend Sting's side for the next few months without so much hatred? A few months you signed a 2-year contract, bro. I know, I'm old. But that doesn't mean I can't enjoy life. Fair point. I have earned the right to do whatever I want. And I'm exactly where I want to be. I appreciate everything at Tony Khan, but I'm more than willing to walk away if I'm embarrassing you and your company. All I can say is, I'm sorry, man. Boy, if that isn't a win for the saddest fucking tweet in the world, isn't it? I fucking spilled something on my shirt. I spilled drink on my shirt. Look at that. Look at that. Everybody see? I got a spot of drink on my shirt. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're on YouTube. Who cares, right? Don't gotta look professional or anything. Poor Ric Flair. So what if I look like a slob? Poor Ric Flair. Look, man. Where to start with this? Because as I had said kind of at the beginning here, I think a lot of this is just people looking for shit to be offended at. People want to find things to pick about. You can't say shit anymore. The appropriate response to that is, hey, fuck you. That's the appropriate. Oh, you didn't like what I had to say? Oh, fuck you. That's the appropriate response to that. And then they'll get offended at that. But Ric Flair, man, a victim being... Part of it's his own doing because of his shady deeds in the past. That Dark Side of the Ring episode, I think, really tainted the legacy of Ric Flair. I think a lot of people were unaware of that. I think it brought a lot of attention to the dirty deeds of the Nature Boy and tainted his legacy. It makes people look at him differently. So he can't just go out there and flirt with women. Plus, he's old. He's old as shit, and that's dirty too. On the other hand, age is just a number, and if he can pull young chicks, which I have heard, he does. He does. Oh, he does. You might think he doesn't, but he does. People have commented that he's still flocked by beautiful women at the bar regularly. Nachin. He's Nachin. So he's probably going to get a couple ladies to join him at some young, beautiful ladies to join him at the hotel. And all of you fans ruined it for him. Damn it. I don't know. I don't know what direction to take with it because I get both sides. I can be a fence rider, can't I? I think I'm a big proponent of free speech, and I'm a warrior, I think, against cancel culture by large. I think the right answer to people being offended is, instead of apologizing and trying to bend the knee and back off, I think it's fuck you. I'll do what I want. But at the same time, when you have that history that Ric Flair has, it's kind of in poor taste to be saying shit like that publicly. Now, we'll see if it makes TV as I record this. I'm not going to sit in front like even if it was after Rampage had aired that I would have even watched it anyway because nobody watches Rampage. Jesus. But as I record this, it has not aired yet. So we'll see if it actually makes air that particular clip. And Ric Flair is kind of a sappy pants, too. He's kind of going around, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. If you want me to go leave, I'll leave. Fine. I'll go. He shouldn't be there to begin with. You know, a lot of this probably, too, has to do with just the hypocrisy of Tony Khan and all the shots that he's taken at Vince McMahon and his, not willing to hire Ric Flair back when Rick was supposed to come in 2 years ago when the Dark Side of the Ring thing aired. And now he just welcomes him in with open arms. Plus, Rick is there when there's 736 former WWE superstars. So that's also why people are shitting on it. I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you think Ric Flair quits? It's a sad tweet, isn't it? Isn't that sad? It's a sad tweet. I'm curious if people are like, yeah, Nate, quit. Go home. People are fickle. People are mean. People are mean. It's hard to exist in today's internet era. You got to have the ability to just tell people to piss off. You know what I mean? If you're worried about hurting people's feelings, you're going to hurt everybody's feelings because everybody's offended by everything. So it's a predicament. If I were AEW, I would just not air that segment or I would edit around it, just where it is that the whole in-ring promo took about 15 minutes. There's no need for an hour-long show to have 15 minutes of it be an in-ring promo with Sting and Ric Flair. So they can edit that part out, I'm sure. And then maybe just tell Rick to not feel like he can just say anything he wants. Maybe just kind of play it safe a little bit, But, I don't know, that's my 2 cents. Like, it didn't bother me. I'm not offended by it at all. That's Nature Boy's shtick. And even if he was a dirty pervy on an airplane, he's still allowed to hit on girls, is he not? Does the guy need to retire his dick? Maybe. Some people would say he should have it like chopped off. Or wouldn't that be interesting if they did like cuck cages or something for people that were like convicted. That's the word I'm looking for. I was gonna say accused, but that ain't right. Convicted of like a rape or something. Like it's like some high tech fucking device that you can only pee out of, and that's it. That'd be fun. And only like the judge has the key. They like it comes off or so. It's like an ankle bracelet, but for your cock. That'd be fun, huh? One of those for the Nature Boy. They're only allegations, too, by the way. I can say, you watching this now, you diddled your cousin, didn't you? You did. Hey, everybody, this guy diddled his cousin. Now what? Now it's your burden to say, I did not dizzle my cousin. And half the people are going to think you did anyway. And thus you're ruined. And that's the era that we live in today. And that's what happened with Ric Flair. Whether he did it or not, the perception is now there and will linger with him forever. There's people that say that he should have never even been hired by AEW simply because of these allegations. I would say innocent until proven guilty to an extent, but I also think where there's smoke, there's fire, right? You know, Triple H tells the story of Ric Flair walking around the hotel room with just the robe, right? And a balloon tied to his gimmick. Like a helium balloon, so it kept it afloat. Which is actually funny. That's really brilliant. I mean, it's horribly offensive and it's sexual harassment and all of that stuff, right? You're basically you're running around exposing yourself to people, right? But it's Nature Boy. He gets a few beers in him, walks around in just the robe with a balloon. He's nachin'. So I get it. I mean, I am not surprised. I would not doubt by any extent that he walked up to a stewardess and was like, "Hey, baby, want to touch that thing? Huh? Look at that. Spinning around like a helicopter. Look, it does tricks. You want to touch it? Touch it. Come on, touch it." Whether she did or not, I don't know. But I at least will buy, and you gotta give me that he was probably walking around in just the robe and nothing else and exposing himself like a creep to everybody on the plane. Stewardesses, everybody, fucking Linda McMahon, all of them, right? But on the other hand, it is just Ric Flair. Unless he physically forced the girl to touch it, I don't know that. I think Ric Flair might be one of the few people on the planet that could get away with walking around with a balloon tied around his cock and a robe open, wooing at people, buying them drinks. As long as he's not forcing people to touch it. I mean, it's still, it's a fine line. It's sexual. It is blatantly sexual. You could get locked up if you went out and did that in any other hotel lobby or on an airplane. You can't do it, but Ric Flair probably could, at least back then, right? Maybe not now. Definitely not now. But back then, yeah, probably. And what happened from there is purely speculation and is one person's word against the other, which at the very least has roughly half people, or, a large majority, a large vocal majority, I should say, of people who, think there's some smoke to that fire and that Ric Flair probably shouldn't even be on TV, let alone inviting women up to his dirty old hotel room. But that's just me. I'm just I went out and I bought this microphone here and I plugged it into this computer here and I uploaded it to the internet. And that's it. You can do the same. It's just my thoughts, just my opinions. I encourage you to leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below. Am I being way too insensitive about this? Should I be horrified that Nature Boy would even walk around with the robe exposing the little Nate? Should he not be on AEW TV? Should he not be able to hit on women? I would say, personally, if it was me, I would make the call to cut it. But it doesn't bother me. I'm not going to fine him for it it's not a big deal. Who cares? But apparently it is a big deal because everything's a big deal on the internet these days. But it is in poor taste at the very least. Let me know your thoughts. Peace, love, and pizza. Hit that subscribe button down below. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next. Woo! Oh yeah, thanks for checking out the video. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like it if you liked it. Yeah, You can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on the channel. Ooh yeah, dig it!